Well, good morning, Park Lane Church family. I've got a devotion for you again this morning, and we are in our second week here in March, and I'm kind of moving through the highlights of the gospel-centered life. I know some of the ladies studied it a couple weeks ago, and it's this 9-week curriculum, I guess, that has been really, really helpful for me. So many areas of the Christian life, and I keep coming back to it again and again. So I wanted to just summarize it for us in the month of March. So I'm going to start with Romans chapter 3, verses 21 to 22. It says, "But now a righteousness from God, apart from law, has been made known, to which the law and the prophets testify. This righteousness from God comes through faith in Jesus Christ to all who believe." So this is a righteousness that that comes to us, and it's a gift from God. And this is what Martin Luther had to say about it. He said it's called passive righteousness because we do not have to labor for it. It is not righteousness that we work for, but righteousness we receive by faith. This passive righteousness is a mystery that someone who does not know Jesus cannot understand. In fact, Christians do not completely understand it and rarely take advantage of it in their daily lives. When there is any fear or our conscience is bothered, it is a sign that our passive righteousness is out of sight and Christ is hidden. The person who wanders away from passive righteousness has no other choice but to live by works righteousness. If he does not depend on the work of Christ, he must depend on his own work. So we must teach and continually repeat the truth of this passive or Christian righteousness so that Christians continue to hold to it and never confuse it with works righteousness. So there's a huge difference between passive righteousness that Jesus gives us when we put our faith in him and works righteousness that we always have to work for in it. It puts us on this treadmill and always wondering, oh, did I mess up? Or did I sin too much for God? Or can he really forgive that? And this righteousness that God gives us, it really means adoption. That is one of the best metaphors of it. And that's, Paul brings that up later in Romans also. But it means adoption, and it means that you are part of God's family. And it even means that Jesus becomes your brother, kind of your big brother, and that the things that he receives and the way that God the Father views Jesus, he also views us. So there's a call to no longer be obsessed with this sort of orphan thinking and wondering if God will take care of us and questioning our identity. But it's you step into your identity as an adopted member of God's family. And an orphan is always wondering if I'm being a good Christian, if I'm living up to the standard. But an orphan has it in their heart that they're part of this family, and they have the peace that comes with that. This morning I just wanted to remind you of that gospel promise that we are adopted, that we are made righteous by Christ when we believe in him, that it's a passive righteousness that we don't have to earn and that we don't deserve, but it's given to us by grace through faith, which we're going to hear more about this Sunday. There's actually a really great sort of assessment tool that comes with this lesson that's been very revealing to me. It's got one category that falls under, adopted, and one that falls under orphan. And if you want me to send that over to you, I'm happy to do so. It's really helped me identify some areas in my life where I need to grow and trust in Christ's righteousness more. So if that's helpful, I'll send it over to you. Have a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you this Sunday.